Future's looking so bright, I gotta wear shades. Hey guys, this is Bob. Actually, I'm wearing shades because I've been outside trying to find out what's going on. I want to ask you guys, have you been sensing this week a shift in energy? Maybe you've been feeling more emotional, maybe you've been feeling a little stressed, maybe things have just been a little out of sorts. Well, if you're feeling that way, today's video hopefully will help you maybe put some of that into perspective. What I'm talking about is the energy that we are literally being bombarded with. I don't know if you guys followed it, but this week on Tuesday and early Wednesday morning, the Earth was showered by intense blasts of radiation. There were two major solar flares, and the radiation from those bombarded the Earth. Now, it's creating havoc because I was reading about that just from a material standpoint. Some computer systems have been affected, satellites are being affected, telecommunications. But that aside, one of the things that nobody's talking about is the physical effects on the human body. People say, well, Bob, I didn't feel anything. Well, maybe you didn't. But if you did, maybe you're not aware of where it's coming from. Anyways, when we talk about solar flares, I'm going to put a picture up here to kind of explain this. Solar flare is when the sun has kind of an explosion and it releases like a jet stream of power, really. The Earth, even though you may say, well, that's far away, actually we're not. In the cosmic scheme of things, we're actually very close, being the third planet from the sun. So these things affect us. Now, there are two ways that we want to look at this whole solar flare issue. One is just from a practical standpoint. Can't be good, all that radiation. But I also want to look at it from a metaphysical standpoint, because I believe that everything in the universe is interconnected. And, when we talk about the disruption, a lot of people forget that human beings also are electrical entities. We have brains and electrical circuitry in our body. So if your computer and your television are being affected, why wouldn't you? See, a lot of people don't think about that. So if you're feeling a little out of sorts or disconnected, could be connected to the solar flare. Not saying it is, but it could be. So I want to put that out there. I think we need to think about that. The other aspect that I want to think about is I look at these events in terms of astrology and astrological timing. Right now we're at the end of Taurus, and in May, it was on the 20th, like 3 days from now, we're going into Gemini. So we're at a kind of a crossover of energy between Taurus and Gemini. So a solar flare, I believe from an astrological standpoint, tells us, look at something. When we look at the sign of Taurus, Taurus is a very earthy sign. That's about getting grounded and getting focused. So if you're somebody right now who's feeling like, I need to get my life moving forward, this solar flare actually, even though it's disruptive in many ways, can also be used as an energy source. So you've just taken in a lot of energy. So look at our timing. Let that energy push you forward on your journey. I think solar flares highlight imbalance also in the Earth. And, it's interesting that it happened during the sign of Taurus. This could also foretell upcoming financial struggles on a global nature. Now, I don't say that to scare you guys. I'm just saying, let's watch the trends. I believe solar flares bring light to issues that need to be focused on. It doesn't have to necessarily be negative. It can be positive. It could mean, for example, solar flares giving us power so we can all get focused on our careers and do what we got to do. For those of you who have spiritual callings, solar flare energy could mean it's time for you to launch forward on your spiritual path. If you're somebody who's looking for a job change, solar flare energy can help you seriously get down to doing it rather than sitting around thinking, oh, I'll send out a resume. So we can take that power that on the surface may be disruptive and use it to change our lives. Now it's interesting because, as I said, we're going into Gemini, and I think that we have to look at the influence of Gemini because it is so very close. And you know, Gemini is all about partnerships. So solar flare highlights energies in our lives to say, how are we dealing with partnerships? Are we being a good partner to our spouse, to our next door neighbor, to our friend, to our business associate? Let that solar flare energy illumine those areas of your life. So take all that internal energy and start to put it in perspective to your own journey and the power that is present. You know, the alignments of the stars and the planets actually do not control our lives, okay? I like to make that clear because a lot of people think we're at the fate of the stars. No, we're not. The stars and the planets and the energy in the universe are tools to give us power to move forward. So we always make the change. So I'm going to look at this solar flare in a positive light and let it be an empowering energy to help move forward in my life. So look at your life, think about, you know, what you want to change, and know that the energy is now present to do that. Anyways, guys, listen, I just want to share those thoughts with you today. Tell me, have you been sensing the energy shift with the solar flare? What do you think that means? Sure love to hear your comments. Put them in the box below. Anyways, guys, keep it here at Spirit Channel. I know you've been waiting on messages from the spirit world. I'm still having some problems with my software. Pray this video gets out. But anyways, we'll try to get that out this weekend. But listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. And if you're new here, I'd sure love you to subscribe. Or even if you're not new and you always watch, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can be part of Spirit Channel. You'll be part of our team. You'll get regular updates. And it doesn't cost anything. Absolutely free. So guys, listen, thanks for being here. Keep me posted on your experiences with this shift in the solar flare energy. And give me some comments, thumbs up, and hit subscribe. Blessings to you all.